Some members of the banking fraternity, Standard Chartered Bank, has placed out a notice today that will be shutting down its branch operations in the municipalities of Mbarara and Gulu, effective end of November. EcoBank is also notifying its clients that its Mukono branch will be closed for any further operations effective 1st of October.
We think that all this is to bring about efficiency. Typically, there are concerns about employment, actual services in some of those locations. We do not think services will be compromised. Either if for those services you can't get on electronic platforms, you can tap into the nearest branch.
These developments come at a time when official figures indicate that private sector creditors remain stagnant at 11.6 trillion shillings over the past couple of months, raising renewed concerns from the central bank over how best the very weak economy can be resuscitated.
One of the things we are trying to do is to carry out some deep analysis in terms of these corporations or big companies that are demanding credit, whether they are really constraints they are facing in terms of accessing credit. Then work with also the banks on the other hand to see if firms demand credit and banks are not willing to lend, what aspects can we put into place? Now, that could go beyond the central bank, that could call upon governments, but basically that's what we are looking at.
The Uganda Bankers Association reiterates that the business environment remains broadly risky, further testing the flexibility of commercial banks to release their credit tabs.
The banks have been revising rates downwards, but it has not changed the uptake of credit. It points to the fact that there's a more fundamental problem. What we are seeing from the credit appraisals, the applications are there, perhaps not succeeding, is because of the overall subdued nature of the economy. We have not gotten to the level where business is thriving. There is no indication of wider aggregate demand, even for the products or services that the businesses are churning out.
Bank of Uganda has since maintained the central bank rate at 10%, by and large in enticing financial institutions to reconsider their rate and speed of lending to the public, albeit with limited success.
We've already started some studies to see really, and shortest the way possible, how we can approach some of the firms, ask them whether they are constraints in accessing private sector credit, whether it is because of the cost, whether they are rationed out by the banks themselves. And on the other hand, we also work with the banks to see how really we can stimulate those activities.
Reina Ojon, NTV Business.